the traffic is such that 20,000 vehicles per threshold was crossed 10 years ago. And at peak times here in Trinidad and Tobago, in many crossings in the East-West corridor, we now have in excess of 30,000 vehicles per hour on our main roads and highways, or 3 times the limit at which a mass transit system should be introduced. Our roads are unbearably congested, and piecemeal solutions such as tinkering with the price of gasoline or purchasing a few more buses to create even more congestion on the roads, which are already overcrowded, will not work. We are in dire need of a modern mass transit system, which is the only solution that can efficiently move the hundreds of thousands of persons who traverse the east-west and north-south corridor every day. If we don't do that, Mr. Speaker, it will just continue to get worse until gridlock is finally achieved. Prior to the election of 2010, Mr. Speaker, the previous PNM administration had reached the stage of completing feasibility and engineering design works of a modern rapid railway system, separate and apart from our congested road network. Contract documents were prepared for execution. The route alignment was completed. All the necessary land and socio-economic surveys were completed. Costings were done. Station locations were selected. Equipment and rolling stock were identified. And the organizational structure of operations and management of the new railway system were determined. All that was needed to be done was to put the project out to tender, and this could have been done in phases. The government's response, this new government, its response to all of this has been to boast that there are boxes of light rail documents under the desk of the former Minister of Works, and before he went to national security, he was using them as footstools. They also claimed, Mr. Speaker, Member for Davide O'Meara, I am hearing you distinctly, and really and so on, the chamber is being disturbed. I would ask members if they want to whisper, do it in low or undertones, so that you don't disturb the proceedings. Okay? Honorable Leader, continue. Thank you for noting the time, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, so while one minister was using all this work, which is geared to treating with the national congestion and the creation of a light rail in the country, using the documents as footstools, they also claimed that the PNM wasted $500 million and got nothing to show for it. That is a lie.
Please, don't use that.
I unreservedly withdraw that unparliamentary word, Mr. Speaker. That is untrue. It is not true. But the story grows as their nose, while the traffic jams get worse and worse, with no plans for a solution. On coming into office, in its effort to score cheap political points, the new government treated this project as a political football and spitefully shelved the project, thus wasting all of the engineering work that had been done. Almost 3 years later, traffic congestion is far worse than before, and successive PP Ministers of Works have failed to address our traffic problems in any meaningful way. The problem remains unattended. It's one of the biggest problems of waste in this country, waste of time, waste of fuel, and it requires a proper engineering solution.